Hi, Seed Keepers. This is our closing circle for this week, and I have a craft to share with you all, and also, hopefully I won't lose my voice because I have a little bit of a cold. So before we start our craft, I just wanted to invite you to sing with me our song that we always sing at the end of the day when we're at Seed Keepers, to let us know that it's time to gather together. Day is done, day is done, day is done. We had fun, we had fun, we had fun. In the creek, in the woods, at our school. All is well, all is well, all is well. See you soon, see you soon, see you soon. Love is here, love is here, love is here. So the craft that I'm sharing with you today is a craft where we press plants, and you may press the plant as a gift or as something to frame and put in your room, or you might press it to create a naturalist journal. So that was what I wanted to craft for myself, was a naturalist journal that would be reflective of springtime. So that I really liked the idea of if I were in winter or fall, and so many of the flowers that I see now are not there, or I forgot what the maple leaf looked like at this time, I can go ahead and preserve those and then maybe open up my journal later in the year and remember those. So I went out first and I gathered some flowers. Some clover, some red clover, some Kentucky bluegrass. Some Kentucky bluegrass there, and my maple leaf that I told you all about. So first of all, I want to take, well, first I'll show you something I've been pressing. This is a flower. Let's see. You can see this is a rose, actually. It's been in there for a long time. It used to be between two pieces of paper, but once it dried out all the way, I took it out of the paper and just kind of storing it in there. So, here's the rose, and then here is another one. And this is, let's see if I can show you here, a beautiful, very large fig leaf. You can see, compared to my hand, it's larger than my hand for sure. So now I'm going to show you all how I would go about that process. So I would pick my plants, get my sheet, and go ahead and create a crease to fold it. And these plants are fresh, so they're not ready to go into my nature journal yet. And actually, I learned that the hard way, that I tried to craft a cover of a journal by using paper and duct tape over it, and I didn't dry my plants first. And when I did that, they actually molded, so it didn't look the way that I hoped it would after some time. So we want to make sure that we get the water out of these plants, because they were living. I just cut them, so they're freshly cut. So there's a lot of water in living beings, including plants. So this process helps dry out that water. So I'm going to lay them out on my paper. And make sure to flatten everything as much as you can, like the leaves. Try to make sure they're not overlapping each other. Okay, so I'll show you all. Let's see if I can hold this up. Okay, so you can see that I arranged them in such a way, right here, that they're not touching each other. So I don't want them to be touching because they'll dry better if they have space in between. So that's why I separated them in that way. Okay, so now I'm going to fold that, and I'll just gently kind of press down there. And then I'm going to get my book and open it. And I'll place my pressed paper, actually put the open side of the paper in towards the crease of the book, and then close it. And I kind of pat it down, and then actually put my other books on top. Okay, and then you're just going to leave it for at least a week, maybe 2. So we'll set that aside. And then when we're ready, after a week or 2, you can check on them. If they're all the way dry and they're flat, they're pressed down flat, then I would get your journal ready. This could look however you want. I folded my paper, just printer paper that I folded in half, and then just staple the side like this. And then I wrote a title on my yard in spring, or I could say my neighborhood in spring, or my favorite park in spring. For our area, it might be Buffalo Mountain in spring, Roan Mountain in spring, and you could take a field trip and intentionally gather what was really important for you to remember and to have in your journal. So we'll do an example with my rose. Let's see here. So I have my rose here, and I'm just going to clip the stem a little bit so it'll fit in my pages more easily. Okay. Just deciding you'll want to flip it around and see which side you like the best when you do it. And then I'm going to take my tape, and this kind of takes the place of, if you don't have contact paper or a laminator, then this can take the place of that. I'm just going to fold it over the very end. Let's see, actually. I'm going to make sure that it fits over the whole length of it. Okay. And you do want to watch for, if you have pups, it'll definitely catch dog hair. So if you don't want dog hair in your flower, then watch out for that. And I'm just kind of pressing down as I go. Okay. And now it shouldn't mold because it was so dried out. I'm just cutting the ends off at the top that are going over the page. Okay. And you might even date it on your page. It'd say when you found it and when you pressed it. Something like that. That way when you come back to it, you'll remember when it was. But it also keeps it nice and straight when you're turning the pages. Kind of thickens the page itself. So that can be a fun activity to do, especially in the spring and summer when there's so much life growing. So I hope you give this a try and get some stuff growing now, and then in a couple weeks you could do some other projects. And I know that Mother's Day and Father's Day are coming up, so that could also be an idea. It could be framed, or it could be a book that you make for someone that you love. So thanks for joining in this project, and let's go ahead and close with our closing song. Find your snaps and your cups and your stumps. Learn to live your life with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind, and love all living kind as you would love yourself. Learn to live your life with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind, and love all living kind as you would love yourself. Learn to live your life with all your heart and all your soul and mind, and love all living kind. Thanks, Seed Keepers. See you next time.